So, guten Tag. Wir haben gestern das Lied vom Suchen gehört. Wir haben gestern das Lied vom Suchen gehört. Haben Sie den Text gelesen? Have you read? Did you read the text of the song? So we'll play the song once and then you will identify the prepositions in the song, okay?
Der Postbote klingelt, was bringt er mir? Er bringt mir einen Brief von dir. Da steht, komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. Ich hab solche Sehnsucht, jetzt hab ich genug. Ich packe sofort meine Sachen ein. Doch ich finde meinen Koffer nicht, wo kann er nur sein? Liegt er unter dem Bett, hinter der Bank, neben der Treppe oder liegt er auf dem Schrank? Unter dem Bett, hinter der Bank, neben der Treppe oder liegt er auf dem Schrank? Ich laufe zum Bahnhof, hab ich noch Zeit? Noch nie war dieser Weg so weit. Kein Bus, kein Taxi, keine Bahn. Ich renne wie der Blitz und komme pünktlich an. Durch die Halle auf das Gleis in den Zug hinein. Doch wo ist meine Fahrkarte, wo kann sie nur sein? Liegt sie unter dem Pass, in einem Buch, zwischen den Hemden, in einem Taschentuch. Unter dem Pass, in einem Buch, zwischen den Hemden, in einem Taschentuch. Der Schaffner pfeift, dann steigt er ein. Jemand winkt noch, ich steh allein. Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. Ich lauf durch den Regen, ich will nicht nach Haus. Ich will überlegen, mir fällt nichts ein. Ich habe meinen Kopf verloren, wo kann er nur sein? Tadadam, 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 tadadam,
Ja, verstehen Sie das Lied jetzt? Verstehen Sie das Lied? Verstehen Sie, was passiert? I think we did this thing also of the song yesterday, right? Almost all the sentence by sentence we did till the end. We can start with the title. Have you identified the prepositions?
Ja, das Lied vom Suchen.
Vom Suchen. Vom Suchen ist das Lied vom Suchen. Von dem Suchen. Ja, von. Done. You can carry on with the next couple of lines.
Second line.
No, you can read the text.
Okay. Der Postbote klingelt. Was bringt er mir? I don't see any prepositions there. Er bringt mir einen Brief von dir.
Ja,
von.
er bringt mir einen Brief von dir. Ein Brief von dir. Okay, so again you have von. Ja?
Da steht, komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug.
Nächsten.
Zug. Ich hab solche Sehnsucht. Jetzt hab ich genug.
Yeah, did we do the meaning of this? Did you find out the meaning of this? Anybody tried to find out the meaning of the song? Their postbote, where is their postbote? How can the postbox ring the bell?
Maybe the postman.
Postman, yeah. The postbote, their bote is a messenger. Their postbote, klingelt. Was bringt er mir? Er bringt mir einen Brief von dir. Da steht, in dem Brief steht, it's written in the letter, komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. Ich habe solche Sehnsucht, jetzt habe ich genug. Ja? Was steht im Brief? Komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. Ich habe solche Sehnsucht, jetzt habe ich genug. Sehnsucht, Sehnsucht, longing or desire is Sehnsucht. Komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. Come with the next train. I am missing you, I am longing for you. Jetzt habe ich genug. Enough of this whatever. Living apart, etc., etc.
He's trying to say, can you come in the next train or something, right? So,
He is not trying to say.
or the
The
whatever is in
letter
the letter.
says.
Yeah.
It's written
So,
in the letter. Da
so-
steht.
like generally you'll say common Z or something.
Ah, this
So
is the informal.
like would you say comms to do or no?
No, no, no. Kommen Sie mit dem nächsten Zug. Das ist klar. This is something that we have learned, which is imperative. Okay, please come with the next train. Okay, but here it is. Komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. There is no Z, there is no En. No Z, no En. Komm mit dem nächsten Zug. This is the same imperative form in the sense of you require someone to do something, but with do, with the informal you. Okay, that's the form that is here. We'll do it. I think it's there in the probably the next lesson, or the lesson after that. Yeah, in their 9th or 10th Lektion, in the 9th or 10th lesson it will come. But this basically is taking just the root of the verb and not adding a do or a z. That is the imperative with in the informal form. Is that okay? That's com. We will first identify all the, we're coming to that only. The purpose of identifying all the prepositions is what you're asking. Komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug. Haben wir hier eine Präposition? Mit. Ja, mit. Ich habe solche Sehnsucht, jetzt habe ich genug. Da gibt es keine Präposition. Ich packe sofort meine Sachen ein. Doch ich finde meinen Koffer nicht. Wo kann er nur sein? Keine Präposition. Liegt er unter dem Bett, hinter der Bank, neben der Treppe oder liegt er auf dem Schrank? Auf, unter, hinter, neben. Alle vier. Just like Neeraj asked, why is it mit dem Zug, no? Mit dem nächsten Zug. Similarly, please note that it is also, er bringt mir einen Brief von dir, not von du, not von dich, but von dir. What form is dir? The dative form. Okay, von dir. Mit dem nächsten Zug. Liegt er unter dem Bett, hinter der Bank. It's actually die Bank, but it's hinter der Bank. Neben der Treppe. Die Treppe, aber neben der Treppe. Oder liegt er auf dem Schrank? Der Schrank, dem Schrank. Okay. Ich laufe zum Bahnhof. Habe ich noch Zeit? Ich laufe zum Bahnhof. Zu dem Bahnhof. Noch einmal. Mit dem nächsten Zug zu dem Bahnhof. Noch nie war dieser Weg so weit. Keine Präposition. Kein Bus, kein Taxi, keine Bahn und keine Präposition. Ich renne wie der Blitz und komme pünktlich an. Noch einmal haben wir keine Präposition da. Durch die Halle, auf das Gleis, in den Zug hinein. Durch die Halle, auf das Gleis, in den Zug hinein. In den Zug, ja. In, auf das Gleis und durch. Durch die Halle, auf das Gleis, in den Zug hinein. So durch, auf, in. Alle drei sind Präpositionen. Doch wo ist meine Fahrkarte? Wo kann sie nur sein? Liegt sie unter dem Pass? Der Pass. Unter dem Pass. in einem Buch, das Buch in einem Buch, zwischen den Hemden, das Hemd, die Hemde, zwischen den Hemden, remember dative plural, den plus n, some nod, or den plus n, yeah, so it is den Hemden, dative plural, zwischen den Hemden, in einem Taschentuch, folded inside a handkerchief, Taschentuch. Das Tuch in einem Taschentuch.
Unter,
Unter,
in,
in,
nein.
zwischen. Zwischen.
What is vision?
Zwischen. Between. Und noch einmal in. Ja? Der Schaffner pfeift, dann steigt er ein. Einsteigen, separable verb. I think we've done that, to climb in. Einsteigen. Jemand winkt noch. Jemand winkt noch, winken, to gesture. Aber ich stehe allein. Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. In die Nacht hinaus. In. Ich laufe durch den Regen.
Durch.
Präposition?
Durch.
Durch. Der Regen becoming den Regen. Which case is that?
Accusative.
Accusative. Ich will nicht nach Haus.
Nach.
Nach Haus. Ich will überlegen, mir fällt nichts ein. Ich habe meinen Kopf verloren. Wo kann er nur sein? Okay. Also wir haben jetzt viele Präpositionen markiert. Viele Präpositionen markiert. Yeah? Can we make a list of the prepositions? Tell me from the beginning what prepositions we have.
Von dem.
Von. So preposition is von, okay?
Mit.
Mit.
Auf, unter,
Unter.
hinter,
Moment. Hinter.
neben,
Neben.
zum,
Auf. Also you said, no? Auf. Okay, auf. Dann
in, im,
in,
durch,
durch,
nach
nach.
und dem. Dem.
Dem is not a preposition. Dem is the article.
Zwischen.
Zwischen. Zwischen. Zu. Zu. Haben wir noch mehr Präpositionen? Nehmen wir zuerst die Präposition durch. Bitte finden Sie die Sätze mit durch.
So we have durch die Halle auf das Gleis in
Den. In den.
Zug, in den Zug
Hinein.
hinein.
Ja, durch die Halle. Halle ist die Halle. Und durch die Halle. Welcher Kasus ist das?
Accusative.
Accusative. Die bleibt die. Okay. We are coming to that, Neeraj. So, durch ist eine Präposition mit Accusative. I'll come to that. I mean, I made 3 columns for a specific reason. Dann nehmen wir vielleicht die Präpositionen zu, von, mit, nach. Von ist Dativ, das Lied von dem Suchen, vom Suchen. Von dir ist Dativ, zu. Wo finden wir zu?
Zum Bahnhof. In der
Ich laufe zum Bahnhof, zu dem Bahnhof, ja, zum Bahnhof. Wo haben wir mit?
Komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug.
Ja, komm bitte mit dem nächsten Zug, mit dem nächsten Zug. Und nach? Wo haben wir nach?
Ich will nicht nach Haus.
Ich will nicht nach Haus. Okay. Zu, von, mit, nach. Das sind Präpositionen immer mit Dativ. There is a case distinction in English, but the case distinction in English is not required in the sense because the gender distinction is so obvious. So we don't need. I think I explained this to you. that in English it would be the people give the votes to the politicians. The people give the politicians the vote. There's no difference in die Leute geben den Politikern die Stimmen. Okay, it's not like that. Which means whenever we are using prepositions in English, such as in, of, from, to, next to, between, through, around, etc., we are not aware of the fact that these prepositions actually render, the preposition will always be coupled, will always bring with it a noun or a pronoun. Okay. If I am saying I am going in or into, there has to be some ending. I am going into the room, the house, whatever it is, there has to be some ending. Okay. Or I am talking about, if I stop there, the sentence is not complete. I am talking about whatever it is. Okay. The garden is next to, it has to bring that object which it is next to. Okay. So, every preposition will drag with it something or some person, and that thing or person in the sentence can be either a noun or a pronoun. Is that clear? Okay. So, in English we are not aware of what exactly prepositions are doing to these nouns or pronouns, but in German it becomes very apparent because all the nouns and pronouns have different case forms, okay, which we have by now I think should be clear about: nominative, accusative, dative, at least 3. Okay. So what it means is, whenever you have a preposition like zu, which we want to use in a sentence, for example, zu is used when, which are the expressions that you know with zu? Moment, genau, zum Beispiel. It is das Beispiel. Zu dem Beispiel. To the, I mean, in English you say for example, but in German you say to the example. Okay. Zum Beispiel. Other expressions with zu? Ich, sentence? Moment. Ich gehe zur Schule. Die Schule, der Schule, zu der Schule, zur Schule. Zur basically means zu plus der. Like zum is zu plus dem, zur is zu plus der. So, yeah, other expressions like this. We already have zum Bahnhof, zum Bahnhof, zum Frühstück, zum Mittagessen, zum Mittagessen. Ich gehe zu meinen Eltern. Eltern? Parents. So, actually ich gehe, I go. Go, the verb is intransitive, which means, intransitive means?
It doesn't require an object.
Doesn't take an object, not require. Maybe it requires, but it can't take an object. Okay. Intransitive means it doesn't have an object, can't take an object. Okay. So, there's no object in the sentence as such, there's only subject, I go, and then there's a predicate which tells you where I go or for what I go. Okay, but I go what or I go who, we can't get an answer to that. Those are absurd questions. Okay. So, it's a verb which, but you have all these nouns, Schule, Bahnhof, Mittagessen, Eltern, with the dative, zu der Schule, zu dem Bahnhof, zu dem Mittagessen, zu meinen Eltern. Okay. So, the dative form here or the dative case here is because all these nouns are attached to zu. So, zu as a preposition has the property that will render anything that comes with it into a dative form. Okay. Actually, it probably is the property of the preposition to in English as well. For example, I say I go to him. Okay. I give this to him. It is actually the dative case if you look at it logically, but in English we can't make it out so clearly because also there is no difference between him and him. Okay, I see him and I give him one whatever. So that him and him we can't distinguish in English, direct and indirect object. Okay, so but here we can. So the point is, to come back to the first question, why is it mit, dem, next and Zug? Because mit belongs to this category of prepositions which will render whatever comes with it into a dative form. So der Zug becomes dem Zug. So mit dem next and Zug, the next train. Okay. So we have durch. There are other important prepositions in this list: für, durch, für, durch, ohne, very important, gegen, ohne. No, I think that's enough. We can. Okay. So ohne, without. So again you have a lovely little difference. With is dative, but without is accusative. Okay, always. Ich gehe mit meinem Freund, dative, mit dem Freund, oder ich gehe ohne meinen Freund, den Freund. Okay, so mit is dative, ohne is accusative, durch is through, durch. So if we go through the park or through the garden, what is the garden? Garden? Yeah, Sharon. Garten. Masculine, feminine, neuter? Der Garten. So we go through the garden? Durch den Garten. Wir gehen durch den Garten. Okay. Für. Always, whatever it is coming with für should be in the accusative form. Okay. Means around, basically. Means around, and gegen is against. Against. So we have one list here on your left also, our left which is dative, one list on the right which is accusative, and we have one list in the center. Where do we find in the text? In
einem Taschentuch.
In einem Taschentuch, yeah, in einem Taschentuch. So which case is in bringing with it? Einem. Dative. M is dative, very clear. Okay. So in einem Taschentuch is dative. Okay. Where else do we find in?
In einem Buch.
In einem Buch. In einem Taschentuch. Yeah, Pranav.
In den Zug.
In den Zug. Durch die Halle, auf das Gleis, in den Zug hinein. Now here we had in einem Buch, in einem Taschentuch dative, but in den Zug hinein, accusative. Yeah, and one more place somebody said that. In die Nacht hinaus. Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. In die Nacht bleibt, stays, die Nacht, accusative. So what, I mean, if we infer an observation, what is the observation? It can take either. Okay, it can take either dative or accusative. Now we need some guidelines when, no? When can it take accusative or when can it dative? So can you look at the examples and derive well, not a rule, but yeah, okay, you can say a rule also. There are two instances where in is dative. In einem Buch, in einem Taschentuch. There are two instances in which in is accusative. In den Zug hinein oder in die Nacht hinaus.
Maybe if we have intransitive verb like gehe, we'll have accusative, and if we have a verb that requires an object, both indirect and direct, so for the direct object we'll have
not really. I mean, that's also a good try, but actually if you see, where does in occur as dative, which is the verb in those sentences?
leaked.
Liegen, intransitive. Liegen, sein, gehen, bleiben, intransitive. Stehen. I am, or Delhi leaked in Indian. Delhi leaked was? No answer. You need a prepositional object in Indian for liegen, so it's intransitive. So that's not the reason also. So it's not because of the definite indefinite, it's not because of transitive intransitive. Here also, no, along with in. Two instances where it's dative, two instances where it's accusative. What can you see as a difference between? But I think the focus from the article to the verb is correct. Shift of focus in order to derive the rule, shifting the focus from the article to verb is a correct move. Now we have to go a little further into that.
Then the adverb is accusative.
No, I said the shift to the verb is a correct move. I mean, it's getting closer. Look at the verbs. I'm saying it's a correct move. Look at the verbs. Where is it? Which is the verb with dative? Liegen. Which is the verb with accusative? Gehen. Or laufen, or gehen, whatever it is. What is the difference in terms of? Not really. Gehen is and liegen are both in present tense, both regular. Liegen, gehen. Liegen, gehen. What is the difference? Or laufen, I'm saying. Gehen or laufen. How else could you ask the question liegt sie, meine Fahrkarte? Instead of liegen, what could you take? Wo liegt meine Fahrkarte oder wo ist?
Liegen and Laufen have movement.
Liegen doesn't have.
Sorry, Gehen and Laufen have.
Gehen and laufen signify movement.
Whereas Sein or
Liegen.
Liegen, they don't. Just say
Yeah, that's the rule. That is the rule. I mean, if these guys here, the column in the center, if these prepositions, when we are using them, if what the sentence signifies through the verb, if what the sentence signifies is a movement, then they behave like accusative prepositions. If what the sentence signifies is a stationary position, then they behave like dative prepositions. So, in die Nacht hinaus, ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. Okay, ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. I am going into the night. It's a movement. Okay, ich laufe, no? Ich laufe zum Bahnhof, habe ich noch Zeit. Ich renne wie der Blitz. Ich renne. I run like lightning. Ich renne wie der Blitz und komme pünktlich an. Ich renne durch die Halle auf das Gleis in den Zug hinein. No, the verb is actually right even in the line above that. Ich renne. That's the verb. It's continuing. Ich renne wie der Blitz und komme pünktlich an. Ich renne wie der Blitz continues. I'm running like lightning through the concourse, to the platform, into the train. It's all movement. That is why auf das Gleis. Das Gleis has remained das Gleis because it is still signifying that he is running from wherever he is coming from. He is running through the hall, onto the platform, into the train. Okay, that's why it is remained auf. You see, auf is also in the same category as in.
If you have something like ich esse, would that signify movement?
No.
So it has to be.
Huh? A movement in the sense, okay, movement in the sense not this. This is not movement. Okay, movement in the sense I can't move here. I am stuck in a dative case before this camera. Okay, I can't move. So, movement from point A to point B. A very wonderful example that came about in class once because we were talking about this earlier. What is to dance? Tanzen. Tanzen. Is dance movement or not? Very simple. It is movement. I mean, otherwise there is no dance. Okay. I mean, you can have dancing eyes and all that, but that's too romantic. So, dance is movement. But so, disco is die Disco. Okay, die Discothek. like this, like the Bibliothek, die Diskothek. Okay, disco. So now ich tanze, if I'm dancing in the disco, is it in the disco or in der disco? What is your take on that?
Their disco.
Sentence?
Sorry, den disco.
Sentence. Der disco is correct. I want a sentence.
Ich tanze.
Ich tanze.
Ich tanze in their disco.
In their disco, that's correct. Ich tanze in their disco, because even if tanzen means a lot of movement, with respect to your location, there is no movement. Unless, of course, you are dancing in and out of the disco. It's a different thing. I mean, ich tanze in the disco is also possible, which means I am so drunk that I dance my way to the disco itself. Okay, it is also possible. Then it is ich tanze in the disco is accusative, but that means that you are dancing your way into the disco, and inside there you might fall unconscious or whatever it is. So ich tanze in der disco. It is dative because with respect to your location there is no change. So you can sit in a restaurant and eat as much as you want with as much movement of your hands as you want. Doesn't make a difference to the prepositions. Prepositions are chilled out. Okay, they don't care about these things. Yeah.
I can't understand why it's der disco.
Why is it in einem Buch or in einem Taschentuch? What did we say? We said that in the preposition, it is occurring 4 times in the song. In 2 cases, it is dative. In 2 cases, it is accusative. What was the reason that was pointed out?
Movement, that is fine. Movement and like
Position. Stationary position.
Stationary and movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tanzen is obviously movement.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
So then
that
it should be
movement,
D, right?
movement, that's what Shashireka said. Movement in the sense of change of location.
Dancing is change of location, right? I mean, like you're moving around.
But where are you dancing?
In some
Where are you
place.
dancing?
In some in
No. In our example,
disco.
in the disco.
Yeah.
Now, is your location changing? Are you dancing from the disco into the restaurant? You can, I mean, but are you doing that? No. That is why, I mean, you have to take a bird's eye view of the disco, that you are in that one place. That is your point A, and the restaurant or the road or whatever it is can be a point B. If there is a change in location, then of course it will become accusative.
Something like I sing my way to stardom.
Yeah.
That's also
You want to sing your way to stardom.
for example.
For example, what is the preposition in that?
Sing.
What?
Is it not?
Preposition.
Preposition, yeah. Zu or to.
To.
Yeah.
Dative. The moment there is to, you don't even have the question. Okay.
I mean, if there was something similar with one of these.
Actually, there is. For example, can you give me, we have Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus. The sentence we have, Ich gehe in die Nacht hinaus, is clear. I go out into the night. It's a clearly movement, and that's why it's clearly in die Nacht hinaus, accusative case. You can have, can you give me in English examples with into the night? Sentences with the phrase into the night. Sorry?
Shout into the night. Something verbal.
Something
Shout
verbal.
into the-
Yeah.
shout in the
You
night.
said dogs howl into the night. Okay. But still, I mean, howling is not yet conveying any this thing. He disappeared into the night. Disappearing into the night is very clearly implied movement actually, because you are visible appearing, going invisible, disappearing into the, especially into the night is probably you are somewhere in the visible range of light going into it, and so. But something that you constantly do before exams, sit in your room and do before exams, late into the night. Yes, we work late into the night, we study late into the night. So there obviously I am studying, I am sitting in my room and studying late into the night. In this case, what you are asking will actually, wir arbeiten bis spät in die Nacht. It is not, although we are sitting in one place, but the idea is that the work is going into the night. Okay, there is that kind of implied movement is there, and so it is not bis spät in der Nacht, spät in die Nacht.
I don't know where to like completely exactly differentiate between both. Like in this case, I clearly thought it would be in the dative case because it's stationary. You just sit
No, no, no. But do you see that in doesn't apply to the place actually? It's applying to time. I am working into the night. I am working in English also. In and into are two forms of in actually. One implies movement, another doesn't. I go into the room, but I sit in the room. Okay, in and into are different. So when I say in English also, I go, not I go, I work into the night, my into is not applicable to my room, it is applicable to the night. Okay, and with reference to night, there is an implied movement that the work is going into the night. Okay. So I think that's all we have time for, but basically is whatever is there on the board. We have three columns. We have a column of dative prepositions, we have a column of accusative prepositions, and we have a column of prepositions that can take either. And when they take either, we have found out. Is clear? One more additional rule is that, for example, I am sitting in the room, I'll come to your room in an hour. I am sitting in the room, location. I'll come to your room in an hour, temporal, time. So in as a preposition can be either local or temporal. Is it clear? Spatial or temporal. Space, it can signify space, location or time. Many such prepositions can do that in German as well. Okay, I am at the table, or I'll come at this hour. At the table at this hour. Okay. On Monday, I will stand on the table and teach. Okay. On Monday, time, on the table. I'm not going to do that, so don't start smiling in anticipation. But so the point is, if it is to do with time, in most cases, I am putting out into the night as an exception right now, so that Pranav doesn't ask another question. Okay, so into the night you put out as an exception, but most cases, if these prepositions have to do with time, dative. Okay, the movement and position rule applies to when they have to do with space, when they have to do with time, except for a few exceptions which we will do separately. All of them will be dative. Clear? Yeah. All of the meaning these guys. All the rules apply only to them. The other two columns are clearly always this, always that.
I work as a spy under your watch.
Can you repeat the sentence? I mean, can you repeat the whole question?
In a sentence like, I work as a spy under your watch. So
under your watch can be a pun. I mean, the sense of I have a watch and you are under my watch, or I work as a spy. So what is the problem here?
as in that work is like
But where is your preposition?
under your watch. Okay.
Where is your preposition? There is a preposition in the sentence. Find out. Where is it? I work as a spy under your watch. Under your watch. Yeah. So in this sentence, I work as a spy, are you implying, is there in the sentence any movement happening? Are you running from Delhi to Patna or somewhere to spy on something? Huh? No, those are all different activities that a spy can do. A spy can actually just put her feet up and take rest and chill out, do nothing. You can be a spy, you can be in one place, and with the telephone you can have 10 people killed, no problem. That is, I mean, James Bond can do that, for example. In your example, there's only one preposition which is under, and under my watch, it's clearly position, and it would be dative. No, but watch, under your watch. I mean, you can be anywhere, but my job is under your supervision. That's what you're saying. Yeah, that's clearly dative. But before that, I'm going to skip in class. In class, I'm skipping Aufgabe 12, Lektion 7. Okay. Seite 82, page 82, which are small texts about social networks. I'm sure you can read them and understand them. And if there are any questions, please bring those questions to class. Tomorrow, what I wanted to do today actually was to cover these prepositions quickly and then do the audio of number 14 and finish lesson 7, but this we'll do tomorrow, the audio of 14, and begin with lesson 8. Okay.